10 seconds remaining. Please turn to ban. Dire team pick. OG's turn to... Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to
Grimstroke.
I'm gonna be out of breath for it. Oh, hello, welcome back. We got game 2 coming. HELLBEAR Smashers OG Upper Division of Western European DPC League Dream League Season 15, powered by Intel. And I'm here with Cap and BSJ, and they're gonna talk Dota to us. It's gonna be nice.
Sweet,
Very nice.
Dota.
Oh yeah. See,
I can't go that
that's
deep.
that's what we should have the soundboard.
Yes, we've been telling production we need our own soundboard.
We do. We would like one. Can we get one?
You think they're gonna bounty hunter again?
team ban.
They're going to keep banning away the Medusa because that is the, like, HELLBEAR Smashers. It feels like they've got just a couple of strategies that they look really good on. And the Medusa is absolutely one of them.
Isn't it crazy how Dota works? That, like, I see Medusa virtually ignored by every other team in DPC, and you have to ban it against a specific team because they've made it work so well.
Yeah,
That's what I love about Dota.
I think it's really cool that both a player and a team as a whole can be good enough on a hero that, despite, you know, we always talk about, you know, drafting being this big, you know, chess match and all that sort of thing, like individual performance still does matter.
Yeah.
It's like a deck building chess, you know, because you got to have the right cards. Got to be able to play the right cards.
Smashers aren't going to ban Alchemist because this time around they have Leshrac and Abandon, so they already have tower pressure and they already have damage. And damage was something that they kind of were running out of in that last game.
Very good analysis, Cap.
Thank you. You keep on talking about the number between 68 and 70, Brian.
Do you think there will be Moxie laughed at that real hard.
Yeah, we can hear her in the back.
Do you think that an emphasis is put, like, okay, we just saw Anna play Slark, you know, great. Do you think he'll say, you know what, I don't want to play Slark again, give me something different? Obviously, he will play something different, but is that a factor?
So my prediction is Anna will be playing Spectre, which is not Slark. So
Yeah.
I think they will be picking something.
I did play with a offlane Spectre recently.
Did it go Meteor?
There was a European player who
think that's
said,
the only way to
I
make it
only win with Spectre. Doesn't matter what position, I only win with Spectre. And he was going to play 4 position. I said, no, sir, please. Allow me to play 4.
Did he go Meteor
3.
Hammer? That seems to be the way to make it work.
No, he didn't.
But do you think that you know, Anna might be the player that would say, like, yeah, don't give me the same hero twice. That's not fun.
He kind of like picked Spectre all at TI8, so
That's fair.
The only time they actually they were first overall picking Spectre by the end of that
That's true.
tournament, and the only time they stopped picking it was the finals. Maybe he's going to treat it a bit differently.
I mean, this is not TI final.
Yeah, since it's DPC, but this is how they get the TI. So
If it's for less money than a mil and it's not playing the same,
it has to be at least 200K a game that he's making from that series for him to really step it up.
Okay.
And bite the bullet to have to play the same hero twice in a row.
Very importantly, okay, actually, philosophical question here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you fountain farm? It doesn't count as fountain farming if you're outside of the fountain.
No, like Monkey King ult, that's not fountain farming.
Okay, so sniper isn't fountain farming.
No, that's not fountain
Okay,
farming.
so when it comes to carries that can fountain farm,
Wait.
Yes.
yes, Shiva.
I think if you're sniper, you get vision on the
Yeah,
fountain.
that's what I was gonna say, right?
You still count as fountain farming because your enemies are in the fountain. That's, I think, if your enemies are dying in the fountain, then you're fountain farming no matter where you're positioned.
It's just not the same though. It's not. There's no like mental damage.
Yeah,
You know?
from an OG, it's not OG fountain farm.
Like you have to also be surviving their fountain, and it's saying like if you're sniper, you're saying that if I were to walk in there, I'd die, but I can kill you from over here. It's like if you're diving in the fountain, tanking the fountain, you're literally saying there's nothing you'll ever do to survive this.
So that's fountain diving. There's fountain diving and fountain farming.
Okay, fine. That Shiva makes
Okay,
a good
you know
point.
what?
So
This is a
fountain
good
diving.
discussion. I
All right,
like
so
this.
what I'm leading to here
Fountain
is
diving, yes.
Phantom Lancer is number 1
Yeah.
at fountain diving.
Yes.
Clark number 2.
Yeah.
Spectre number 3.
Bristleback Spectre, I'd put in the same category there.
Okay.
'Cause you, like you take so much damage, you just kill them with it.
Anyway, there's a draft, and they did indeed switch things up, I believe, and OG now have a puck.
They picked Puck in response to the Lion.
Yeah, and the Wraith King is a hero that Ace really, really likes. He played it all their games when they played against Tundra. Obviously, 2 of those were losses, but it is definitely one of his most comfort heroes.
It's a good Wraith King game. He's geared up to probably be against a 4 Tiny, which it's difficult to toss a Wraith King because of the skeletons if he ever is ready for you to do it. And then also Tiny's all about that combo, and so is Puck. And you got a hero that needs to be killed twice. I don't think it's the best carry to capitalize on having an Abaddon 5, so that's a bit of a concern to me. You don't necessarily need the defensive tools of Abaddon, so what that means is that Tofu will most likely be playing around the Leshrac throughout the course of, I'd say until like maybe 25, 30 minutes in.
Any chance to make sure, like, are you at all worried about their lane having a double melee?
That's what I mean. Like, it is a bit of a concern.
So do you think that
like, what if they just go Axe, you know?
Do you think 3 Abaddon is a thing at all?
With Lion,
Because that would actually put our melee range like.
the thing is, I think against Spectre, you can get away with like a really greedy 3, meaning like the Centaurs. You know, OG already banned it out. It's like
And
this 3 that's just
Rasmus
gonna
likes
feast or famine.
those type of
Yeah,
heroes
he
as
does.
well.
What else is there? They might even ban the Axe themselves on OG because they're afraid of it. I think Axe would be really good for OG. What other hero like heavy punishes melee?
He has, Rasmus has played Enigma, Legion, Sand King, Pango, and he had a Dazzle game, but that kind of was a one-off.
Sand King or Legion, I think would be nice for OG. Legion would be nice for.
Do you think Lesh
HELLBEAR
punishes that? Because they could do Lesh 3. Abaddon is your 5, but he plays in the off lane. And
I actually have a lot of experience on Lesh 3. It doesn't feel that great against Spectre. I think the way to punish Spectre is to actually just hit for 15 more damage than Spectre because their base damage is so low and you just get every CS.
Okay.
I think that's the best way. Leshrac's base damage is pretty low. Usually Lesh is nice against kill heroes like the Slarks and the Ursas. Your high move speed and you can get CS from range. That's when I like Lesh off.
So they do ban Rasmus's Enigma. The Sand King is still there. It's one that you mentioned that I kind of like.
Let's see. They're going to have to reveal their hand before OG reveals theirs. By the way, OG still also has 1.5 minutes left into their bonus time, while HELLBEAR Smashers has got 5 seconds total. So at the end of
high base damage.
Underlord.
That's what I like.
And good against Puck.
Yeah.
Very
This is a good pick. I like
And
it.
Chunky.
Chonky.
And the Elder Titan coming out.
Ooh, the Seb Elder Titan. That punishes double melee.
That does.
Yeah, it
That absolutely punishes double melee.
takes advantage of the skeletons as well.
Buffs up all the damage that they've got on OG. Pretty much all magical damage for the first 20 minutes of the game.
And it does mean they're going to be taking more damage from dispersion as well, I think. So
Yeah, just if you know the key counter to this is that if HELLBEAR just doesn't do any magic damage to the Spectre because the return damage of dispersion is the same damage type, then the ET won't be buffing it.
yeah, but he could be taking away their physical armor as well.
He has to physically be there though.
Yeah. Well, it's a core Elder
You were
Titan.
talking about
get
core
in
Elder
there.
Titan, I think, at the beginning of the second series today.
Yeah, because
You were hyping it up.
because we saw Skylark make it
Yeah.
popular last week. It was actually really good, and then we saw it a couple of times scattered throughout the week, and I think it did fairly well. It might not have won every game, but
I straight up think Seb's going to carry this game. This is the Axe version 2 of CI.
Because it ignores the Leshrek. It actually just owns Leshrek because you're high physical damage that you also get magic immunity from. So Leshrek doesn't do anything, and you can keep up with them as well, which is really nice.
The lane, I think, is going to be a stomp.
Yeah.
Literally.
we have to have a soundboard. This needed a badoom.
You laughed at our jokes earlier.
Yeah, you
Moxie.
laughed
You're not
at
allowed
the
She laughed at your
68,
jokes. She never laughed at my
70
jokes. What can I do? I'm not going to.
So we think OG have the upper hand here. The Race King doesn't have a shot.
No, they absolutely have a shot if he
Okay.
gets out of the lane surviving. I just think that if he has to get booted when Elder Titan's like level 5 and he's level 4, that there's just not going to be enough space to recover. Lesh is a pretty greedy mid.
All right, well, let's find out how Game 2 is going to play itself out. We're heading over to a commentary duo of Moxie and Fog.
Well, it looks like we're going to get to see a Seb Elder Titan. And Fog, I know that you are a huge fan of this particular hero. Tell me, what are we going to expect here?
Briefcase, much briefcase, lots of damage, much fun. No, it's a good pick here, especially with like the puck and the tiny. It amplifies their damage up a lot in the mid game, so I think it's going to be pretty potent. It is a pretty greedy draft, I do feel, from Smashers with the Underlord pick as well. This is a hero that you're playing your own lane for the most part. You're not going to go help out too much to those side lanes for some time. And Leshrek and Wraith King are just individually, they do have some greed between themselves. So we'll see how they do set up these lanes. I wonder if they actually do put the Abaddon top, because I feel like that could be kind of a disaster. I feel like they might have to do some weird stuff with their lanes, because I actually do not want to have this double melee top for Smashers, because that's just going to enable Seb to get out of control. And I think you really don't want that to happen for this Elder Titan.
No, you absolutely don't. This is, kind of similar to game number 1 where Rasmus really had to pop off on the axe. This is going to be OG here with Seb, of course, having to pop off on this Elder Titan and really, start making that tempo here. But they do have a nice ward over here on the side that can spy out quite a bit. Nice stroke of fate landing over on 2 right away. Saksa. It's just gonna...
Quite toss. He's trying.
He's just a little tiny in a big world. That is a very heavy Underlord that he was chasing.
This is true. So rune exchange looks like Smashers should get 3. So a little bit of a decent, a little bit of a better start. However, we did see, I think, the other day when the team grabbed 4 bounty runes, they actually lost the series. So that was a little bit of a dice. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
That is a nice way to get started, but sometimes you just can't keep up that nice start.
And they are going to be doing exactly what we said. They're going to be putting the Underlord and the Abaddon bottom. Love it. I think this is way better, but look at what they're going to actually start out for with the OG. They're actually going to have Saksa start out bottom as well to try to do some tossbacks. They do this a lot when they have a greedy carry that is going to struggle versus like something like an Underlord, this heavy high base damage hero. They tend to start out tri-lands when they see this. So they're going to try to set up Ana for success, because Ana, he's got a 20 base damage differential to Under, so they do have to help.
About to say, a lot of the times currently when OG is playing, it feels like it's a bit of a 4 protect 1 sort of deal. Thompson is always, the one who's kind of making those plays early, trying to just be very annoying. But at the end of the day, it is very much, on his shoulders.
Yeah, that does mean that Seb, though, is not going to get that farm that we were saying that he probably will up top, since it's going to be that tiny securing farm for Spectre. So maybe he will have a bit of a slower one. As we've seen them, like I said, we've seen them do this quite a lot. Just leave Seb on an island, they secure that tri-lane farm, then they make the moves later on once the Spectre X greedy hero does get away with what he wants.
Now, I know, like with some of the teams, you generally want to empower the hero that's going to be coming online earlier, right? So in this case, I would definitely say that would be Seb, although hold that thought, because the action's coming out here on the bottom lane. Phonic Shield being used over here by Tofu, but Ana on the hunt. he's going to be able to collect that first blood. And are they going to try to get anything else here? Stroke of Fate over onto Rasmus. They really are just kind of struggling here. Rasmus trying to move, trying to get some of this damage off, just getting those spells down. But eventually, No Tail will collect a kill.
Yeah, so I think it really is just enabling Spectre. Otherwise, he gets like nothing down here versus Underlord. So they're just gonna actually stick with the three of them. Tofu TP's back. He's just dead. He went alone.
That's yeah. Even our observer, I don't think, was quite expecting that.
No, and now Rasmus, he's an Underlord down bottom without an Abaddon to TP to help him. So he has to just be careful of his positioning. If there's mana on the two supports, he can die. And they are going to successfully pull the lane back with a single pull, looks like. No Tail should be able to do that one. And one melee creep actually gets through, so it's actually going to be able to deny most of that wave. This bottom lane is going to be a problem now for Rasmus.
I mean, you've got to do the walk of shame back down there if you're the Abaddon, and it's a lot of time where Rasmus just can't approach at all. He's not going to be able to get any sort of farm. Top lane, though, they are trying to make some
stuns.
Trying to make some things happen on Seb, but like you said, when you stack the stuns, you're not going to get that optimal amount of damage down.
You can't be making those type of mistakes. You're heavily crushing the CS, which is fantastic right now for HELLBEAR Smashers, but this is an ET who's now level 3. He's gotten away with, I feel like, more than he should have up top by himself.
Toss back right over to No Tail. He's got that ink swell on him. It's going to proc not quite enough damage here, though. Again, they follow up with that aphotic shield. But look at the way that they're zoning here. This is just free farm for the Spectre to do pretty much whatever she likes, because every time they get a little too close, they immediately get punished. Look at the Soxa already pinstering into position. Toss up with the avalanche. It's a stroke of fate. Aphotic shield does buy them a bit more time, and looks like Ana's going to back off here, just go back to farming creeps, and No Tail does have to be a little bit careful. He is getting chased down here by Tofu, but he's going to go safely back to his tower.
It really is such an interesting approach. Just because they really want to scare, they're keeping the tri lane even still, claritying up on the side with Soxa, No Tail also with the Bassi for that mana regen. They're just going to keep trying to pressure, just kill this Underlord.
Soxa has the ink swell, waits patiently, will be able to go land over to Rasmus again. They have that aphotic shield tossed back, though, into the avalanche, right over to Ana, as No Tail chipping away as well. Tofu doing everything he can, trying to push them back. Firestorm does hurt, so Soxa has to back off a little bit, but meanwhile, in the top lane, they do manage to find the kill on Seb. So they are making strides in that top lane, despite the fact that this bottom lane is just so difficult. Tofu maybe staying just a little bit too long, does have the shield, though. A Sal will be used on Rasmus.
Really interesting approach. It's a sacking Seb, hoping he gets the best. He's gotten a lot. He dies, but they are securing that farm. You see Spectre with 18 last hits to Underlord's 11. That like almost never happens when it is Spectre versus Just look at his base damage. So that's the whole reason to why they're doing it, and we are starting to see, you know, Smasher just come out a bit more ahead out of this because the Wraith King is getting absolute free farm.
Do you like the way that they've decided to just, you know, I don't want to say put all the eggs in the basket, but the way that they're playing, just really trying to protect Ana, make sure that he can get all that farm? Or do you think they should be helping Seb?
It's a decision they made, right? It's the way that they like to play. They like making sure that Ana has a good start when he plays Greed. So it's a different approach from each team. So if it ends up working, it's great. If they end up having this like Slark or this Spectre having a good item timing on like Blade Mail and just gets the super farm, then absolutely, it's gonna.
All right, working his way over there, and see Soxa did make a little bit of a rotation over towards that mid. But he's headed right back here again. They're trying to contest this little bit of a pull. Ana's making his way over here to the shop's going to get his Ring of Health, so that's going to enable him to stay in the lane a little bit easier. It's Tofu. He's rotating over to this mid lane.
They're double securing bounty. They're double securing the rune for the Lash. That Stormstormer's already having a pretty good time. Soxa.
I can see Avalanche off here. But Gilgear will snap up the Invis rune. Bottom lane, some more plays trying to get done here, but again, not quite enough damage without that Tiny.
And now Gilgear, Invis, he's just sitting around the mid lane. If Thompson steps up too far, they can definitely chain stun and kill him. Thompson being quite cautious. And it means that Seb now in a solo matchup versus a super farm Wraith. Doesn't feel easy for Seb.
Green Coil followed up with the Avalanche toss back as they've got their eyes over here on this Leshrac. They want to burn him down, but they're not quite able to as they end up losing Soxa and Thompson as they turn right back around. around and find No Tail. The positioning coming out and the lockdown is just so good. Meanwhile, the bottom lane here, this is not looking very good here for Ana, though. He's going to try to just throw out the dagger, slow him down. He's going to run away. What a rotation, though, coming out from the Smashers.
And just a little bit of maybe unfortunate, but also just not the best targeting decision in coming out from OG. They tried to go for both. They tossed and stunned the ABBA to break the coil. Because of that, they didn't have the burst to kill the Lesh, so the Lesh kills everybody. Pretty big mistakes from OG and some nice rotations from the Smashers to enable this Lesh, who's already having such a good start.
Soxa making his way up.
He's even TPing bottom, and he's going to refill up Rasmus with the bottle too, and look to actually kill Ana here. This could be a really nice move for Stormstorm.
Open up a Pit of Malice, followed up with Storm, and there's just so much damage coming out from Leshrek. Helps rip him down as Rasmus gets the final hit, and down goes Spectre.
The tower.
Yeah,
they killed the Spectre, and they give the mid lane to the supports, which they would love that experience. Some excellent stuff from Smash. It's already 3k advantage.
It's a lot of damage placed on that bottom tower.
And the glyph was forced. So now the second go, Stormstorm is going to clear this wave. This tower is just dead. If OG doesn't set up a massive defense, Edict will just kill it.
Jump coming in from Ana. Jump immediately with the silence. We'll get the Malice off, though. We're going to back off. He's just going to take off that Phantom's Embrace. And they do protect their tower a little longer. There's a nice double damage rune over here that Topson, I'm sure, would love to pick up.
That's actually pretty heads up. You know, they don't kill the Lesh, but they push him away from the tower, and they're going to keep this tower alive for Ana for quite a lot longer. So it's a cool play. Even though they don't get the actual kill, they just force him away. I like that. Now, because of this Topson, it forces in mid, and Tofu has to be careful because of the Tiny hanging around.
That's the benefit of having a hero that can clear out waves, as they are going to try to slow down Rasmus. Get the Inkspall to connect. Topson's here. He's got the double damage. They've got the silence as well, as the Waning Rift comes in hot. Body blocks coming out too, and No Tail will eventually be the one to get the kill. But those are some earn charges coming over here for Topson.
And he can steal a bounty away, level 8, and he's got this DD. He can actually swing mid because he still has Dream Coil available. And actually bringing 7 level 7 somehow.
Nice stomp landing over here on the Leshrek. Tofu immediately removing it. Topson getting position. He is going to settle here for, of course, Tofu, who is leashed up. And will get taken down.
Not bad. That's just the 5 of Baden. Who cares about him? Get your Leshrek away. Gilda has already hit 6 on the line pretty early on, and Stormstormer already doing another
Yep, and looks like Rasmus may be teleporting right here to his death, with Soxa being in position already. The teleports are coming out, though. Try to go for that stomp, and there it is. It's the final hit. More teleports coming out. Ace did manage to take a tower while this was going on. He does have his armlet.
Just being very active. Lesh just moving from lane to lane with this max edict. He can easily just take out these towers. Mid tower is super low too. Topson.
Ace takes down Soxa while this is going on. The chase is on now over here on Seb. Topson can't do too much other than the slice because it bursts him down. The Haunt comes out. Be able to get the kill on Stormstormer, perhaps diving just a bit far. It's a nice Earth Spike. Tofu is going to try to keep Gilgear alive. Does have that spirit chasing after him.
Didn't finish the tower off either. It's actually at 30 HP. It's still alive in the mid lane. Just diving a bit too far. Did cost the Haunt, but well worth it for OG. Just taking out this pesky Lash who's been quite problematic.
And still protecting this one.
Thinking about it.
But they will, eventually.
Yeah.
Has been denied.
Bottom lane, the teleports are coming out. They want Rasmus. Bit of Malice, but the Avalanche already connecting with the stop, the sleep, the burst is there. And now they'll turn their attention right over to Stormstormer, who he's doing a lot of damage. Soxa almost falling there, but Topson will collect a kill. Finger coming out from Gilgear, though. Will be able to remove Topson from this equation.
Oh no, Stormstormer, after having such glorious rotations, such a great start, back-to-back deaths as soon as he TPs out. That's still quite painful. At least they don't
No Tail needing to be a bit careful here. That's a lot of damage coming out from Aces. Tofu just pulling here in the bottom lane as the Photic is just chasing down Seb. Does have Gilgear nearby, so Seb does have to be a little bit careful, but looks like they want to focus on this tower.
The 5 of Baden chasing away the 3 Elder Titan. Love to see it. As bottom tower might also just get denied. OG might just go for this one too.
Yeah.
denied.
To disappoint you.
You can see some pincering coming out. Perhaps trying to make some moves here over onto Seb. Ace, pincering. Immediately the Hex comes out. We bide their time, or Spike, and a couple big old crits. Even use the Ray Fire Blast. Tofu taking the last hit on that. I don't think that was necessary, but
He says thanks, at least.
that's true. Good manners are important. Manners maketh men. Rasmus down top lane. He's got the ink swell, the silence there, just chasing down this poor Underlord. He is not getting any breathing room with the Phantoms. Embrace the toss-up. Saksa cleaning up on Rasmus.
Oh, and he had his hood in his backpack.
Oh, no.
That's actually the hood in his inventory. Maybe he pops it and he has the time for Tofu to save him, but that is a big slip of Rasmus, also dying back-to-back a couple times now. As these ancient and hard camp stacks now start to get worked on by Ana.
Ooh, there's a chipped vest that just got found. Do have the mask, though, on the Spectre currently.
He's probably going to take the chip. It's just the value.
Ace waiting off over on the side. Just get spotted out, though, by the Spirit. Looks like they'll back off for now. And Seb will be allowed to hit some creeps.
Yeah, and Seb's gone for the 2-2-4 build, actually liking it because he can't get into the faces of them so much. He just wants to buff up the magic damage. 4 points in that aura, lots of magic damage on them as well.
Ooh, he breaks the smoke. Doesn't look like that. I mean, they're slowing him down. I think they really wanted to get the jump on someone else here. But
He just gets the stun off during the toss and he ends up living because of it.
Yep.
That was sick.
top lane, Spectre poking away here on Tofu. Doesn't feel very good when you're just getting chased down like this, but eventually Ana will back off. Tofu's just gonna go and dig himself a little hole here, find himself something yummy.
Yeah, he's got Tranquil Boots. He'll just chill, wait till those come back active. He's just taking the scary place to farm right now in this Abaddon while his team is looking to make the move over to help him out. Gilger as well as Ace, they have Finger online. They can get the initial stun onto Ana. Very likely they can just finish.
Gotta just not stack their stuns though, right? The Haunt immediately coming out though, realizing that something feels a bit off as they do get a big coil over onto mid, but the Hex is just able to control Ana, so he's not gonna be able to join into this fight over here as Rasmus, he is ticking down. It's another kill for Tops, and Stormstormer's on his way. They do have the Yule to get the Soulbind off. Saksa though, he is just burning to all of these spells coming out from Leshreq, and hey, look at that, beautiful. A nice double damage rune available now for Stormstormer.
You couldn't ask for a more precise hit there from Smashers. It's literally as Ana is haunting away, they get the kill. Like that's picture perfect. It's a 2+ minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes where that haunt is going to be down. Yeah, that was really, really nice hit by them. Now that means Ace is just going to be enabled to have a much earlier Radiance timing than anything else. Spectre is going to have some problems.
Yeah, Ace is getting closer and closer to that relic. He's had a lot of room here to be able to breathe. Let's see, though. Let's see, because the last game, you know, Smashers, they were looking very, very good. They were getting everything they needed on Rasmus early. They're making the right moves, but eventually it just reached a certain timing where they weren't able to keep up the momentum. So what do they need to do now? What do they need to do to keep up this momentum and keep the pressure going?
I think the state of the game is actually pretty good for them. Just chilling out, they're farming up really good on all their cores. Hunting the Spectre like that was the ideal. So I think if they could do that again in the next like 80 seconds or so when Fingers back up, that's great. But right now, they're okay with like just chilling out. If Heroes show on the side lanes, they can threaten them, but this is a fantastic start for the raid. And Ace, you know, I do feel like he's much more comfortable. Like the Wraith King Ricky, that hero just feels a little weird. Like overall as a carry, he's not the best, and I feel like Ace, he's just not really the most comfortable with it. Much better on a traditional carry.
They definitely looked excellent last season, so definitely excited to see how far they can go here in, of course, the upper division. A Blink Dagger does get picked up on Saksa, though, so positioning is going to be very, very important here, as he's going to be able to initiate quite nicely. And Ana makes his way down to this bottom area, and there's some pressure being placed on top, though, coming out from OG in the meanwhile. Oh, we got an Uber service, though, coming out here. Looks like everybody's headed up. They're looking to try to protect this.
Gilger has his blink coming out on the Lion Chew in a moment, flying out on the courier. So they have a great way to set up these fights now.
I don't think they'll wait for it, though.
Standing under a ward.
Yeah, he really is as he walks right into Ace. Couple big hits, 1, 2, 3. Down goes No Tail. And it looks like they do manage to get the tower during all this.
they've got some good timings here. They also have Rasmus finishing up a pipe in a moment too versus this puck. Pretty huge as Gilger. He jumps up on high ground, but a little early.
Just a little bit. Dream Coil does get used, but it doesn't seem like they... Yeah, look at this. They have the protection here coming out from Tofu. Thompson, they're looking, hoping maybe someone will get a little bit out of position as Soxa does reveal himself, but they'll turn their attention now over here towards this this tier 2. A lot of TPs though.
Force the coil. That's pretty sweet for Gilger. Just jumping into the high ground blindly.
Not usually something you want your supports to do.
No.
But it worked out this time. Tofu. It's very tanky. Gonna immediately drop the Aphotic Shield. And they're gonna be leashed up. They'll use the Haunt. And they've got the Silence. This is gonna be possibly, yes, it's gonna be a first time death here for that Wraith. He's coming right back up again. He needs people to go and help him out. Nice split Earth being tossed out in the middle of everything. And there's gonna be able to just hold on into play. Soxa jumping onto the back lines. Is able to take down Stormstormer with a little help here from Thompson. Now Tofu, they have the vision. Thompson gets himself a double kill as the rest of the side of Smashers are just on the back foot.
Stormstormer's still very vulnerable. He's so squishy. He actually went for the Kaya with the Yule, so he doesn't actually have any HP bonus to protect himself. He's gonna just be completely reliant on the pipe from Rasmus and the shields from the Abaddon. That's a scary place to put yourself in. Not even like a casual cloak or something like that to guard himself versus all this magic damage. I don't know. I'm a little worried now for Lash. I think the Wraith King's gonna have an excellent game, but this Lash I think could just chain die. The ET Spirit on top of him with the tiny combo, and he's just dead. 1200 HP does not save him.
Coil followed up with Soxa on the toss. Gilger's here though, and he does manage to go and they just control Thompson.
Nice.
Down goes the puck, and they're still hunting. They're looking for more here, realizing they have a little bit of a window. They do spot out Soxa, and they're going to rip down this ward and make the side of OG a little blinder here around this area.
Gilger on points per usual, 304. Excellent game so far from this line.
Especially considering we thought he was definitely dead. Seb though over in the mid lane. We talked about this positioning. They just have so much damage. They'll find the kill on the Elder Titan.
OG getting caught off guard there a bit here. Just stepped up a little bit too far to farm, and this is just the enable Ana now at this point, really, just because of how they're getting picked off also on Thompson. Like it's back to like the usual OG, I would want to say. It's just make this Spectre the absolute full carry. Just keep looking for the big pops though. So I'm still gonna be watching Soxa, the ET Spirit. This Lash Shark has to be so careful with his positioning because he can just. I want him to get either the Vitality booster or point booster ASAP. He's very frail right now.
And there's only so much that really, this Abaddon can do to keep him alive, right? It's a little bit difficult because their initiation's a little strange coming out on the side of Smashers. There's no traditional jump like you would normally see in some of their drafts.
And their save it's very short distance. So Abaddon playing versus Grimstroke, you're gonna either get leashed and double silence, you're gonna get silence from Puck. It can be a little bit tough to ask Tofu to get all those saves out on Stormstormer. Let's pick up the Vitality booster. 1600 HP now.
Ooh, they find Ana. The jump over the air spike to Malice. Ace just chopping away over here. Do they have enough burst damage? Oh, yes, they do. They take down the Spectre. It's a beautiful drink coil over on the back lines with that X-Ball connecting on multiple targets. Look at them just chasing them down. No tail now. Just try to hide in the trees. He's not going to be able to, as Tofu's trying everything he can to try to keep him alive. Meanwhile, on the back lines, though, Thompson poking away over at Tofu. That ultimate will, of course, proc as Thompson's hunting the buyback now coming up from line. They've got the E-Blade. They're trying to just blow up the support. Need to be careful here. Ace was looking to wind up there with the Wraithfire Blast. Is not going to be able to get it off in time as they realize on the side of Smashers we should probably back up.
I actually like this buyback from Gilger just in case, even though it doesn't get them anything, it pushes away those three from just diving forward and just killing Ace and Tofu probably twice. So I do like that he does go for that there. They gotta be careful, they're stacking. They stacked up so hard for the combos, the Tiny, Avatos, the Inkswell, 4-man stomp from ET and Splitter. They do have to be a little bit more careful when they do that.
I do have the blink picked up now for the Wraith King, so we talked a little bit about how the initiation's a bit tricky here. It looks like he is going to be the one who's going to be running on in with his face, but you have to be careful with the Wraithfire Blast done, right? Because of the fact that it is very telegraphed.
Yeah, he does need follow-up, though. They want to be able to just, insta-lock down someone with Gilger and just kill them immediately with a finger, because there's no real saves on the side of OG to be able to protect any of it. So they can erase heroes right away at the start.
They want Thompson. They want him so badly, and already, though, it's gonna go up to the high ground, sees the bounty rune. Ace considering it. But looks like not going to hard commit here. Aphotic shield over on Ace trying to protect him. The jump forward here coming out from Sox with the Avatos. Tofu trying to get a position, trying to keep him alive. Ace chasing after him over on the back line, so they will find Seb. They've got the ink swell. They do have the shard on him, so he's going to be able to heal up quite a bit. So he'll turn right back in. Dream Coil gets used over on the back. We talked about Stormstormer. He needs to be able to stay alive as they get a nice splitter off Seb, though. Will fall. Is going to back off. Finger getting used on the back line. Will be able to take down Thompson. And now Ace, he's all silenced up. Ana running away here. They still have the reincarnation too. AC wants it. He's chasing after them. He finds himself no-tail. The stomp coming through does manage to land. Radiance burn, though, definitely hurts as no-tail's trying to hide in the tree line. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, though. Not with that firestorm. Oh, and Gilgear's just poking away over here at Soxa. Maybe a little bit too far away from the rest of the team here, but it looks like OGs, they're a little bit too nervous. They're not going to follow up on poor little Gilgear here.
No, they're really on point with the way they're getting these catches. Gilger over and over again, just getting Thompson. He's got his number this game. The Lion counter usually versus the Puck. This time, OG, they didn't take that Puck into Lion, and Gilger might be making them regret it a bit there. He's constantly getting these disables, and it's the way that they postured themselves in the fight. If they start to retreat, you can see where OG is just going to be able to like explode these heroes with the splitters and all that, but because they all stick together as a unit, OG on this weird positioning in the fight. They have to kind of just run away with the ET, Puck goes in, and the rest of his team just bails on him. Great awareness from Smashers. Actually take the fight rather than looking to run up.
Definitely Gilgear's positioning has been absolutely wonderful this game. It is difficult to get your hands on that Puck. And you know that Thompson, he likes to play this hero. He wants to, you know, dive in and out, but it just always feels like the Smashers kind of have his number.
Yep. The way Thompson always plays is just, it's super aggressive and it's super disruptive. So if Gilger is in these right places at the right time, it's going to break a lot of OG's annoyance that does happen in a lot of these games that causes Ana to just reap havoc and get these crazy farms. If he's just controlling Thompson's chaos, it's definitely going to work out for them. So now 7k gold lead, this Wraith King, 4k above the next. Looking really good for them right now.
Seeing some of the EPs coming out now. He's jumping forward immediately. They're chasing. Seb over here trying to teleport out. They do manage to find themselves no-tail, though. He's not going to be able to teleport away, but it looks like the Spectre and Soxa will be able to survive. As everybody's hopping in the bus, and we're going top. Ta-da!
Like this. They know that they're going to go play around this triangle side. They still have these two wards covering the area too. They could swing and find Ana for sure. Ooh. Ana does have Haunt available. He's about to buy his ulti orb. They know exactly where he is.
Look forward here.
Oh, he went left. They went up.
Did indeed.
Nice attempt with the Uber.
Still going to place some pressure here over on this tier 2. Thompson now picking up that blink on the Puck. So perhaps, you know, we talked about his chaos. Going to be able to make a little bit more this time around and perhaps get a bit more information before Gilgear can jump on him. Getting very close to Act 2 here for Seb. So that should change things a little bit in these fights.
That should make Seb actually be able to be a walking force in the fights rather than just a stomp and a splitter. He'll actually be able to do something and contribute a little more. Gilger also pointing out he's hit level 15. So the line does get, it's only 4 stacks, but every little thing matters to him. It might be enough for it to lift.
Depression coming out. Oh, the finger immediately. But that's going to be a little bit more stacks here, Fogged.
We got 5 now.
All right. Getting more swole over on that lion. Pressure's on over here. How did they get in here, though? All right, the toss back immediately. And silence up there, holding on in place. They've got that ink swell, though. It's doing plenty of damage, but Tofu trying to save him alive. No, nice streaming coil on the back lines as well, holding them into place. Stormstormer trying to get out as much damage as possible here, as Gilgear is just trying to drain all this mana. Just slowly but surely. Yes, you can't do anything to him other than poke him when that's going on. Jump into the back lines here from Thompson. We talked about that chaos. The Haunt's coming out, but okay, yes, Ana going forward here. Nice avalanche, but he's a little bit too far. He's not comfortable here. I don't think they're going to be able to. Oh, the toss up coming out from Soxa, trying to keep him alive. It looks like he is going to be the one who's going to have to die, though.
Oh, he lives because of the Manta dodge on the split earth. He actually would have died for sure on it.
Oh.
Jumping it again.
They are indeed, and they managed to go and grab the Fate tossed out. They're focusing on the buildings.
I love seeing Gilder. He puts the shard to use there perfectly. Just stands in front of a Tiny with his just mana drain. And Tiny can't do anything.
Another Inkspool. They stacked up a little tight here. They get the Blade Mail. Another Split Earth though coming in on it. He's not looking too great right now. As a dive in over onto the back line to stop. Buys a bit more time. But they do. They take down Ana and they take down Thompson. No buyback on the Spectre. No buyback on this puck. HELLBEAR Smashers hitting fast, furious, and just hitting very, very hard right now as they immediately make their way down over to the bottom racks.
They should be able to go for this one too. Gilger landing, Gilger doing just clever plays across the whole board this game. The mana drain to stand on the high ground to bait some spells where they can't kill him. Then this last stun, he stuns Ana, and Toxin blinks on top of the stun, so he gets caught by it, gets chain hexed, gets killed. As Ace just jumps forward and gets himself an easy dovetail.
Very well played here, coming out from Smashers. He's stuck in the back. Yeah. They're gonna finish up the racks. Oh, they cancel out the Uber. They decided that they want to stay here, and they'll get themselves a Soxa.
Very clean. 11-0-6 on Ace, looking much more comfortable on Wraith King. The whole team looking phenomenal. OG. They do get the Ags on the ET, but I think we may have reached the point where that Ags isn't going to have the effect that I think OG wants it to.
I think I'm just concerned with the amount of damage that's being dumped out here coming out from Ace. And I have to say, you know, it's tough for Tofu. We talked about the fact that he is going to be, you know, primary save. And he does have to be very, very close, but he's managing it. And Gilger's positioning has just been fantastic here. Seb, look at Gilger. He's eager. You have to be a little careful, though. They're going to focus up on the objectives here on the side of HELLBEAR Smashers. Middle tower will go down. Do they want to push their luck here? Do they go back in, or do they play it a little safe?
They are so strong right now, rallied around this. The Lesh now has reached points where he can't get burst. Bloodstone, Essence Ring, all this good stuff. Rasmus with the pipe and Crimson Guard. The damage just feels like it's nowhere near going to be there for OG. I am actually not really thinking they're going to kill many Heat targets at all. Maybe not even the supports in these next few fights.
Well, they're smoked up, and they're hoping that they can get someone. I mean, Tofu and Rasmus are very far forward. Lion, Gilgear. Perhaps they can make something happen there. They get the Dream Coil off and the Sport together, but No-Tail immediately just absolutely crumbling. And there's just so much damage, and their Splitter not quite landing where they wanted to. They have a nice Dream Coil. Stormer buying himself just a little bit more time. Seb punching, trying to do everything. They just can't take down this Lion, as eventually they take down Seb on already falling. Thompson somehow still alive, and over there the finger comes out, and down goes Soxa. Only Thompson.
Support. With every single spell thrown out there, the Crimson Guard, the pipe, all these heals from Tofu as well with the shield and the Mist Coil, they can't kill anybody. Even though they throw absolutely every spell, Gilger gets the initial blink to reposition himself with his team on the high ground.
Dagger, Gilger jumping forward immediately. The E-Blade though coming out from the pop over that they can blow off Gilger, but they just can't seem to do it. And again, he's got that magic immunity. They just start draining all the mana. Down goes Ana. No buyback for 78 seconds. Rasmus. Yep. There's the GG. HELLBEAR Smashers, 22 net worth lead, have managed to take down OG. They came from the lower division, and they're looking pretty good here in the upper now.
Yeah, this was a really good display, and just I think they should stick to their guns of just giving Ace these like hard carries rather than him playing something not traditional that he's not comfortable with, like that Ricky. They looked really good rallied around him, and honestly,